Yo, what's up everybody? It's me, True Star Screamer. And we've got ourselves a, well, we got ourselves a big boy right here, you know what I'm saying? Sorry, that's my bad Johnny Bravo, which I used to do a very good Johnny Bravo back in the day. But anyway, we've got ourselves a Marvel Legends series Gamerverse Juggernaut figure. And let me tell you, I've been excited for this figure. This is one of those ones where I saw it and I'm just like, I'm buying it. Plain and simple, I'm buying it. Yeah, I know, I'm messing with these guys over here. They're bugging me. I spent too much money. I blatantly spent too much money on this. This should not have been what they charged for it. I'm the first to say it. But that makes me part of the problem. Oh well. I'm the one dealing with it. I'm not going to sit here and review a figure just to say it's a bad figure. I know there's reasons that this figure could be better. I know there's reasons I like this figure, and that's why I bought it. And you know what? I will never say that you're an idiot for buying a figure. I'm not like that. Because there are reviewers like that. That always bothers me. Box art here. You win. It's the game, and that's how it goes, and that's how basically the last time I played Marvel vs. Capcom 2 went. Because my awesome kid likes to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2. That's as awesome as it gets. So, enough about the box. Let's get this guy open. I love the fact that the box sprites and everything on here. It just looks so freaking cool. And let me tell you, this thing is heavy. So, enough about the preamble. Let's get this box open. So this has been a little bit of an adventure. I think I may have made this situation more complicated than it needed to have been. But at the same time, I'm a little satisfied with the results. Yeah, you can still see some water droplets on here because this guy got the hot water treatment. He got actually, between me opening the package, messing with him, being a little on the not so quite disappointed, but a little on the worried side, I went ahead and I did a little bit of modification on him. Full disclosure. Overall though, yeah, this is the Juggernaut, bitch. You know, if there's a pose I want him to be in, this is absolutely it right here. Like, this is all I need for my shelf, and I'm very, very happy. He's a bit, like I said, he is big. He is beefy. He is heavy. Like I mentioned before, you might see some water droplets because this guy was run under hot water for a while to do a little popping, try to get a little bit of popping off and adjusting the joints. So we'll go over some of the articulation. I'll mention what I did. I'll mention some of my concerns with what I did, and hopefully what you can learn from my mistakes a little. First of all, like I said, let's just pull Condor out here. Just cut to the chase. That's impressive right there. So, in fact, I'm going to be right back. I don't do this often. This guy is 9 inches tall. So, yeah, this is bigger than your average Build-A-Figure, as we all know. This guy's much bigger than the Build-A-Figure. There's plenty of people doing comparisons. You can look it up. So, it's absolutely massive, and I'm very, very pleased with this. This is the presence I want. Right, Condor, back there you go. He comes with some decent accessories. We'll talk about that. First thing I want to mention is for articulation. The main joints are single jointed. Fine. And they do not make past 90 degrees. So that's a little lacking for me. I would have liked a little bit more. Straight up. You see how this guy's bobbling right now? So I said I ran this guy under hot water. There's a ball joint in here. You know, stick going into the socket right here. It was very, very tight. It reminded me very much of the Hulkbuster from Age of Ultron figure, where I was worried that the peg in here was so tight that as I twisted the joints, it would actually be stressing the plastic inside there. So I was trying to get something in here to loosen it up. So I had him under hot water and I was pulling and manipulating, and it definitely loosened him up, so I absolutely can take advantage of this. But at the same time, it's a little bobbly. Just got to make sure when you're taking photos he stops bobbling. His butterfly joints. I did the butterfly technique. What I mean by that is I took a hairdryer, I heated this up, I popped it out, and I cut a little bit of the end of the nub off because this was about as far as it was going, and I could pull it back just that much farther now. So you get that much more butterfly joint going to the back, and it was a little bit more going forward, but the armor here is kind of cutting that off. I am honestly debating if I want to carve out a little bit of this armor to give this a little bit more forward on the butterfly joint. Just saying, I'm not going to go maximum Hulk here for the claps, but at the same time, I would not mind it going a little closer. But I mean, I can still give him good, rough poses, so I'm happy with that. The legs, this is probably the most disappointing right here, is not being able to make 90 degrees, though the toe joint does kind of help compensate for that. So you can kind of pose them forward, rushing forward, and it works, it lines up. Just up to you, your balance skills will vary. And this guy is definitely top heavy. Yep, there's more water in there, so. But overall, he's big and he is imposing. And he has, before I talk about accessories, my other biggest issue is this joint right here. I really wish this was a little longer. Yeah, I know. That's what my ex-girlfriend said. Because that way I could get a little bit more posing out of this, so I could have him look down a little more, look up. Definitely so I could have him look up more. I would definitely like to have had this cut back a little more. And because when you have it on here and you start turning the head and looking up, the head pops off way too easy. So I gotta say that. I wonder if this reminds me of the Hyde figure in a way because of that. The actual overall face though, oh my gosh, I love the face. The blue eyes are quite pronounced, the gritting teeth. Like I said, this guy is just intimidating. You know, once you get this guy on the shelf in a pose that you like, he's going to look awesome. And hopefully once this guy cools off, that waist will stop leaning forward. It did not do that when I got him out of the package. Like I said, that might have been in my own modifications. Just have to tell you that. Now, really, I mean, let's talk accessories. The Juggernaut has two very nice alternative hands. I love this grasping hand. It looks absolutely awesome. Also works really well for a three-point pose. Like I can have these fingers on the ground, make it look like he's getting ready to charge. And then we've got a semi-open hand right here. Really can't hold any weapons or anything of who he is. But at the same time, I wonder if I could put a character... I think I could put a character's leg in here to make it look like he's about to chuck somebody, which is absolutely awesome. Second is this impact effect. Now, this is supposed to be, for the Juggernaut punch, per se, and rush, but it doesn't work for the rush. And this is one of those times where, again, instructions would have been nice. But I did figure it out. Because at first, you can see here, it's got these two little round parts in here. And at first I was just trying to wedge everything in here, and while I was doing it, I accidentally knocked the band out. So the knuckle guard does come out, and where those are, this will fit in just right. There you go, line up the bottom, line up the top. And actually I just noticed that that's the knuckle guard in there. So that works really well. In fact, yeah, that works. That absolutely works. By the way, for some people who are saying that this toe joint is badly designed, this is exactly why it was designed to do that. So, just pointing out that the toe joint works just like it should. So, if you got any issues with that, just put it in practice and you'll see what it's talking about. Anyway, I digress. I love this. This looks very, very, very cool. And again, I'm going to be able to get this guy in a very good display pose, looking awesome. And just looking big and menacing because he's the goddamn Juggernaut, bitch. I'm happy with this big hunk of plastic. Now, is it perfect? No. Like I said, I made some modifications to it. Some I sort of regret, I'm going to blatantly say, but that was all on me. You know, for me, loosening up this torso, I'm hoping it's going to tighten up a little once he starts to cool off. But if it stays loose, that was completely on me. Cutting the butterfly joints, I do recommend doing that. That's not a difficult mod to do at all. It's literally taking a hairdryer to it, pulling it out of the socket. It's actually pretty intuitive where to cut it on the nub and pop it back in. The torso thing, that's up to you, but I definitely recommend the butterfly mod. Flawless, no. I would have liked much more articulation in the lower leg, and I'm not happy with how the head turns out. But everything else, I'm very happy with. You know, the painting on here, there's some shading going on in the muscle joints. That looks awesome. I could probably take a silver Sharpie and, you know, hit the studs here on the helmet if I wanted to. The veins look good. The bands look good. This effect actually is really made me happy. It, you know, reminds me of my sharks. You know, the first one I did, I can't remember its name. I apologize, but it had that impact effect for its fist. This is very much reminding me of that. I love this open hand. The holding hand here is pretty cool if I want to have him chuck somebody by the leg. And like I said, this is a highlight piece for the set. I would almost say if he goes on clearance and drops down to, say, $40, absolutely get him. $45 definitely. I did not pay $62 for him. I did use coupons for it. But yes, for what they're asking for it, I cannot say he's... I mean, you'll buy him if you're a Juggernaut fan. I think it's more fun than some of those Maximum figures that have been coming out, but that's just me. And like I said, I have no regret owning him. That's probably the biggest thing. And that's one of the biggest factors to it. You know, value, what is your perceived value? You know, I'm not buying those Maximum figures. If you're buying them and you're happy with it, awesome. This guy right here, I bought him. I wasn't too pleased with him. I don't think I'm getting my value out of him. I'll probably talk about him later. But this guy, I'm feeling the value for what I paid, and that's a very big factor. You hold him, you feel the weight. I can do more with this guy than I can do with a Loose Collector Werewolf. Let me put it that way. And you know exactly what I'm talking about if you've watched my reviews. And if you haven't, go check out the history on those. You'll see what I'm talking about. But let me know your comments down below. Am I being too lenient? Am I being too harsh? Did I totally F up this figure with the modification on the torso? Yeah, I may have, but that's on me. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like, leave a comment down below. As always, we got so many cool things on the way. And more importantly, as always, until next time, take care. Peace.